Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, August 14th. Cruising right through August, and let's cruise right through the market and see what's going on this morning. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? Heat map is kind of flat, but we do have our PPI this morning, so we're probably just waiting around for that. As you can see at 8:30, so in an hour and a half, we'll see what our PPI is up to. And first, let's see what the market is doing. So let's just look at the SPY real fast, and we'll go through our Joey's jumpers, see what's happening. But the SPY is down, and look at that setup, guys. Holy cow, this thing looks like it wants to get wild. Something wants to happen here. And so we'll be keeping an eye on the SPY, the PPI today, and seeing what's going on here. And we don't have to wait too long because it is at 8:30. And like I said, it's not looking too bad even over here. It's just kind of a little bit flat right there. It did cross through the MACD, and it does want to get rolling. So that's what the SPY looks like this morning. Now let's go through our Joey's jumpers and see what they're up to. And that BMNR, let's take a look at that one. It's been running up there, and it's trying to get moving again. And as crypto keeps ripping, guys, the crypto treasury ones will obviously run the Bolt projects. BSLK, right? What did I write? I don't know what I just wrote, but that's BSLK, and it did dip down. I mean, that was a major run yesterday, so huge run. Remember, I mentioned the Dolphin just the other day as we were going through the old scanner right there. Look at that bad boy. I did say the Dolphin was looking good, and bam, there you go, DLPN. And I saw that this morning jumped up. I said, oh, wow, I just said that on the show the other day. And Fossil Group right here, FOSL, that one was cruising along up 15% right there. FOSL, not looking bad. Hoth was setting up, HOTH. And let me just type it in correctly. It is down, but this one is setting up right here. So keep an eye on it because that one's going to get rolling. And IVF, that popped up in the after hours, I believe, yesterday, if I remember correctly. IVF right here, and it was running up there yesterday, and 177, and it hit 2 and closed at 192. And today, 190 down to 176. So there's your IVF right there, and that one did run quick yesterday in the after hours. OPAD, Offer Pad Solutions, and this one is getting set up and run up the last few days. Just a little healthy pullback coming up, and then it should get rolling right there. Remember, I mentioned Sonoma Pharmaceuticals or whatever. This was on the scanner the other day too. Look at this bad boy up 125%, guys. I just mentioned this one, and I mentioned the old Dolphin at the same time, just like a day ago, 2 days. What was it? The other day, I'll pull them. And yeah, we were going through the scanner at the end of the show, and I saw this one, the Dolphin, and they both look pretty good right there. And they were soaring up right there, that's for sure. And good old talking about soaring, let's look at good old soar right here. And this one is getting set back up, as a matter of fact. And UPC right here. Let's see what Universe Pharmaceuticals is doing. And UPC had run up. I know that. It looks like it could be pulling back this morning, but it did run pretty good yesterday. Look at these spike ups right there. So keep an eye for another one of them spikes. And XOS. Let's see what it's doing. XOS. What is that? I'm not even familiar with XOS. XOS Inc. That's jumping up, farm and heavy construction machinery, and that's up almost 46% right there. And good old XPON, we had been checking that one out, and that jumped up and was on the scanner the other day. So there you go, a bunch that ran up that we went over on the scanners. And that UNH Luis Rodriguez continues to march up right there, and it's in a good spot, and it's going to continue to look good. So there you go. We found the bottom on it, and now it's going up. And that's what we always do right there. And let's see what our SMCI is doing there. And that is forming a nice base and going to get pretty good. So, yeah, that one will be a nice one as well. Let's go through our laptop lowdowns. And the first one is our old Mullen right here, BINI, Bollinger Innovations. And you just know it's going to be down. It should be on the list forever, guys. It's a permanent one, permanent reverse splitting. And BioV, let's see what this is doing. Still down there, dragging down there. So I actually looked at that one yesterday, and some of these I will be keeping an eye on, like Foxo. This one will get set up right here. They're just going to take, and the market's moving slow, so we have to just keep an eye. They could be a little bit longer than you think, but that's perfectly fine. This FPay right here, Flex Shopper's not looking too bad. It's jumping up right there. As a matter of fact, it looks like FPAY, and that's not looking bad. That might have been that bottom right there, making a base right here and getting curled up out of the basement for FPay. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that one and look at it today. It could jump around right there. KMRK, that's K-Tech Solutions, that new one, and we'll see when that really wants to get curled up out of the basement. MNDO, Mine CTI, that one's a big dip down there. I don't even know that one, but I'll have to keep an eye on it because that one will be getting set back up, and it looks like it's trying to bottom out there. And VEA is look like it's bottoming out as well, so we'll keep an eye and see. Well, these ones will be popping up next week. And here's that VMAR, Vision Marine Technologies, and that's a good dip. So there you go with your laptop lowdowns, and I think I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, my allergies, I don't know what's going on. It's like the end of summer, and my allergies all of a sudden started bothering me. But anyway, here we go, and there's your SNOA and your XPON, that Dolphin. And again, if you listen to the show, even Veristream, guys, we went through that one last night, as a matter of fact. And we were looking at VSTM. It was on the list last night. And there you go. It did spike up a little bit more this morning. So there you go, guys. And I'm telling you, we were all over all these bad boys, and we're really going to get into them and get crushing the market. We can pick them out, and I'm in my zone right there. So once I get into the zone, it's over. It's just a matter of trading them smart, which I've learned how to do, and then we just go on and destroy the market as a whole. So that's what we're going to be doing in the Discord. I know that, and you can see we pick them out. I mean, look at that thing. SNOA, Dolphin, just straight mentioned them the other night on the show. We look at so many of them, but I do jot things down as we're going through, and now I really know what they'll be looking for. The scanners and stuff change around. You got to constantly be looking around to see what the algorithm is and the formula is, and it does. It jumps around sometimes. So you have to really get pinpointed onto it to see which ones are these big poppers. I think that's where we kind of shine on this show as well. It's we follow the trends, and this is part of following the trends right there. And that's how we pick 100%ers. There's two of them right there. SNOA, XPON. Mentioned them both on the live shows as we went through the scanner. So there you go. Let's go ahead and see what our SPY and our big caps Mag 7. Then I'll come back, see what you guys want to look at. And what's that BLSH doing? That bullish. It's up again this morning, and this one should be a good opportunity. Whatever that bottom was down here at 74 should be around its low. We'll see how it opens up today, but it's not looking bad right there for BLSH, and it will be a good opportunity. It's a crypto one, that's for sure, and it's a brand new IPO. And look at all that news that they had already. That's pretty wild. But bullish stock soars in the latest test for IPO market, and yeah, it's definitely some kind of crypto one. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it is a crypto one. And there you go with that BLSH, and let's go ahead and look at our SPY, and that is the SPY. It's down. It's a little flat, literally flat as can be right there, down just a hair, 38 cents, nothing crazy, as we're waiting for the PPI this morning. So that'll be going and being released, and then we'll see what the market wants to do, because it's just sitting right there. It looks like it wants to pop, guys. That's what it looks like to me, so I can't say that it doesn't. And let's go ahead, look at our Mag 7 and our big cappers, and Apple's just pulling back a little easy. It looked great to continue up yesterday, so you know it'll probably go back up. It's just kind of sitting there. Amazon getting set back up. Maybe it pulls back to the 50 just to get set back up, but still looks good right there. I don't know what I typed in, but there's Google, just a little pullback, and that had a weird look yesterday as it had that little dip on it and then kind of just ran right back up. But it's not looking bad to try to bounce back off that top line and try to stay into the top. So that's what Google looks like and we'll be looking at. And obviously, I think it all comes down to the PPI report this morning. And Meta is up a hair. It was running up pretty big yesterday, and that's getting set up to blast off as well, guys. So that's what they look like at the moment. We'll see if they have any quick pullback. Microsoft's holding itself up on the 20 right there and going to get set up. I may come back down to the 50, but I'm not even sure it's going to do that. So we will be keeping an eye on Microsoft just to see what it wants to do. As it has a setup period right here, and the video is hitting that top and pulling back, and it's going to be an easy pullback. Look at it making some room on the chart. Let it pull back. They're just moving really slow, making a lot of room, and then they get ripping, guys. So that is what the Mag 7 so far looks like. And of course, our Tesla right here, let's see, it is up, and this bad boy is getting set up. So I would say overall, the Mag 7 is getting set up right there. That is for sure. So there you go. And what was that one? Is it this Fang? No, it's not even that. That's an oil. What was that one? Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel that covers the Mag 7 ones. I totally forget what it is. It started with an F. I just don't remember what the heck it is. I'll have to look back and see what that one is. I forget. But here's an oil and gas one, guys. And like I said, these things are getting set up as well. Could have a little bit of pullback right there for Fang. Diamondback Energy. And there you go. Yeah, Tesla up. Isn't that a shocker right there? I know. That's why I had to tell Michael Anthony that I didn't want him to go around spreading information that Tesla may come back down that night, because that was crazy when he said that. I was like, dude, you post too many good ones and say too many smart things to say something like that. But anyway, FNGA, that was it right there. Luis Rodriguez, thank you very much. And it's something like that. I know it's like something right around them letters. FNFGNA. I don't know. It is. I swore it was something like that. Here's some right here. The Fang leverage, FNGO and FNGG. And let's see, FNGS, and this one I think it was FNGU. I think that's what it was, FNGU. It could have been this one. Look at that thing in a bullish sector right there. So, or in a bullish channel right there. And let's see, FNGG. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. This get cross. I mean, that looks like the regular SPY right there, way up there, but almost in a bubble territory. So it is looking pretty good for the Fang, the Mag 7, and all them guys. So there you go. And MAGS, what's that one right there? Oh, and that's the Magnificent 7 for the Round Hill ETF right there. And another one, look at that territory it's in, guys. It's very interesting. And they look like they just want to keep on ripping. And if they do that, they'll go up, make another base down here, and they'll just keep continuing up like the charts looked in 1999. Every time you thought it was supposed to pull back, you said, forget about it. And it's been doing that for about a month now, right now, guys. As you know, we thought it was going to have a little more pullback, and then we saw and said maybe it's going to be a lot less than we think. And that's when it started to really look like it was getting into that bubble territory. Money Mark called it out as it was happening, and Foreman, because he saw it happen in 1999 and got to retire off of it. And yeah, that's and then I went back and did some research, and I'm telling you guys, it looks pretty wild. So anyway, that's your Mag 7 right there, and looking at them guys. And let's go ahead and see what our other ones are doing. AMC, this is getting set up, and like I said, these meme coins, these meme stocks could kick off the market because GameStop looks good. Chewy did exactly what we thought it was going to do yesterday and ran right up to the 50 right there. It was a beauty. So that was very nice for Chewy. And Unity's still getting set back up and running up into that top area and wants to run up some more. So there you go with the Roaring Kitty team right there. And Netflix, let's see, it was running up yesterday, remember, and then it pulled back and now it's just getting set up right here. And we could see this kind of action for the next week or two, obviously, as the summer starts to wind down and things really get set up. But I mean, look at Netflix. It's crazy bullish right there, guys. Everything is setting up to get running. And you can see it starting to form a couple weeks ago before it really even took this bullish trend. And now they're all starting to hit this bullish trend like this. And you can really tell, but I'm telling you, you could tell about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, things were starting to really shape up. And we've been saying it, and this is what you're looking at. And now it's really shaping up to what I was saying. So it is getting exciting. I'm telling you, you can see all these trend lines forming, and these things are just getting cruising up, guys. And they're not looking like they want to come crashing down at any time soon. That's for sure. You don't look like you're going to have many corrections. Let's put it that way. So AVGO right here hitting that trend line. I'm not saying it can't happen, because anything can happen in the markets and the economy. But what I'm saying is they're getting ready to blast off some more. And crypto's already cruising along, looking great. And these markets are really in bubble territory. It's pretty wild, guys, what we're looking at. And they are just ripping along. And when you hear people talking negatively about Trump and stuff, you have no idea what they're talking about. As a matter of fact, I went out and got food last night, and I don't even know what he said, because it's like a Mediterranean place. It's great, but he said something I forget what the heck he was even talking about. Like, I just paid for it, and he goes, yeah, something about Trump, and I looked at him. I was like, and he's really nice. I like the guy a lot, and I was just like, yeah. I said, but the markets are ripping right now. Do you trade crypto? And he just looked at me. I was like, check out crypto. It's crazy. I just wanted to be nice to him, but I didn't know what he was talking about, to be honest with you. But yeah, I live in a very democratic area. These people are insane, guys. I just posted this morning. I'm telling you, I told you guys the other day. I'm telling you, Murphy's on his way out of here, Luis Rodriguez. Nobody in the state, every person opened up their electric bill and did exactly what I did. It went, what the fuck is that? It doubled. It literally doubled. And they weren't cheap in the beginning. I mean, I'm talking like $400+ electric bills in the summertime, all the time. I mean, every summer. And they just jack up the prices, and obviously use more electric, which are air conditioning and all that good stuff. But it's amazing how they decide to raise the prices on energy and electric in the summer, and then they raise the prices for natural gas, which you need to run your heaters in the winter. So it's quite fascinating how they're allowed to do that every year. And yeah, our bill just gets like, I mean, it's crazy. We get like 1 or 2 months where you like don't really need the air conditioner and the heater on every single day around here now. It's wild. So yeah, the bills are just astronomical every single month. And like I said, they straight up doubled. Like, they went from 4 to 8. And everybody's did. It wasn't just mine. So it's not like I was doing anything differently. I probably used less energy, and it still doubled. So it's fascinating, guys. I'm telling you. And that'll get you right out of an election right there. I'm telling you, people care about the economy in their pockets right now. And I think everybody really realized that the last administration had destroyed the country so bad that they're just trying to fix it right now. And then you see things like in democratic states like New Jersey, where I live, and I told you before, it was really even hitting the news circuit as it is right now, because everybody's talking about, like I said, everyone's opening up them electric bills, and then they're just posting online like, what is going on? I'm telling you, $800 electric bill, guys, for 1 month. Can you imagine paying $800 for 1 month for electric and gas? It's insane. And honestly, I mean, how much gas are we using? We barbecue outside for the most part. So really, are we using our gas stove? So you're talking, that's $800 in electric, and just to run an air conditioner. And like I said, my house is super insulated. It's not even like mine runs a lot. It barely runs, to be completely honest with you. It's a high efficiency, brand new. I redid all the ductwork and all the insulation. Like I said, if I turn on the thing and the thermostat says 72 or 73, that's what it is upstairs. You don't see that in any of these houses around here. So they can't tell me that my house is leaking anything or using extra energy. And yeah, my bill was $800 for the month, guys. 1 month. You could go have a luxury car almost for that kind of price. That's my electric bill. So yeah, wild stuff. But like I said, that'll get you voted right out of there because that's what people care about. And then again, what I keep telling you is, you know that the market's going to keep running because we have the midterms coming up, and Trump wants to just, I mean, he wants to destroy them. Obviously, look what he just did with the market, and we didn't even see the rates come down. Wait until they start coming down next month. And then it's really going to get ripping. And that's where you're going to see this bubble happen because everything's a perfect formula and a recipe just lining up beautifully, guys, between AI and then the last administration screwing the country and now Trump coming in and actually doing a bunch of work and making the economy great. $27.7 billion in 1 month, guys, off of tariffs. That's insane. And that'll make the economy jump, that's for sure. So that is what we're looking at. That's why the economy is cruising. And we didn't even get the rate cut yet. And that's all he cared about in the beginning. I've been saying that for what, 5-6 months now? However long he's been in there. I don't even know what he's been in there for. But that was the main agenda, was to get that down. And that's why the markets are ripping like this. He didn't have a choice. But it kind of hurt you and I because, again, Powell playing political games and keeping the rates up while the market's running up like this isn't good for us. And obviously, you can see if the rates came down, I bet like they wouldn't be able to jack up your energy as much. And yeah, I bet Trump will get involved with that one because I have a feeling that enough people are just posting about it. Like I said, it's hitting the media. I posted an article once they start hitting like mainstream media things like that. And you see them getting posted out. And I only look at like the Daily Mail. So I know if it's hitting that, then I know it's getting pumped all over the country and the world or everywhere, basically. And people are seeing it. And that's what, people are talking about. And yeah, I came on the other day and it was insane. I opened up that bill and I was just like, $800. I'm like, what happened? I said, what happened? Holy cow, that's insane. Can you imagine opening up your electric bill, guys, and it was $800 for a month? I mean, that's insanity. And so yeah, that's what we're looking at. Even like I said, my neighbor's got solar and hers was astronomical too. So it's not even like solar helped that much. And so yeah, that's what it was. And anyway, MU right here. Let's look at our look at these things just setting up. I mean, holy cow, what a curl up right there. Could have a little healthy pullback just to make room on these charts, but wow, are they setting up? And I'm telling you, they're just going to keep continuing to set up. They're not setting up to just be a quick run here. They look like they're setting up to really run. So that's what they look like. TSM, a little bit of pullback like we were talking about. And then let it get set back up. Look at it. It's still curling off that MACD, holding itself up, all kinds of support line. Excuse me. And it's going to get rocking and rolling right there unless we see something major happen in the markets and they take a major dip. But I just don't see it happening. Every time that they look like they could come down, they rip right back up, and you can see them setting up right now. So I can't imagine that they're going to be pulling back and correcting. SMCI making that base. We mentioned it this morning. And good old AMD. Like I said, you might have a little bit of pullback right here, but it is going to get ripping, guys, and it'll easily curl right back up and get cruising. So that is your AMD. We already know that one looks great right there. QCOM looking really good as well, and just a little bit of healthy pullback as it's been running up the last few days. And snow that had been coming down, now it made that bottom right there, and snow's going to be going back up right now. So you're about to see snow go back up. And good old PayPal right here was cruising up yesterday, not looking bad. Just a little bit flat. And again, we're just kind of waiting for our PPI report, which is in a little over an hour right there. So INTC just kind of flat right there. And let's look at Dell. That had been going up. It's just a little bit of pullback to that support line. Nothing crazy. And good old IBM, like I keep telling you, just let it just set up. I think our bottom's in. You could see a little bit of pullback, but look for it around 233. That's going to be a good opportunity right there for good old IBM. And let's see what Palantir is doing this morning, PLTR. And that is up, and it's staying in the top, guys, and still looks pretty good to run up there. Good old Sophie over the support line and just trying to, or over the trend line, resistance line. And it is a support line now, and I'm telling you, that one's going to run up into the top. It's just waiting, just hanging out at the moment. Mara and Riot have been getting set up. They're just going to take a couple, like another week or so. Riot don't look too bad. Clean Spark looks like Mara right here. And Clean Spark and Riot definitely look like, or Clean Spark and Mara are definitely setting up. Riot looks a little bit different, but it will run. And like I said, these will run, but you're going to see some better opportunities. They were huge runners last time in the last cycle. I know that. And MSTR right here is just coming down to that trend line, and another one just getting set up. It'll get back up to that 450 area and then just bounce right off of there. So that is what MicroStrategy is doing. And let's look at Robinhood right here and Coinbase. They're getting set up even better. A little bit of pullback there for Robinhood. Coinbase getting set up, and Bull is getting bullish as well. So Coin and Bull pretty good. Robinhood, a little bit of pullback right there. And let's take a look and see what Space is doing right here. SPCE, that's getting set up again, actually. Good old Boeing right here is down, but that's also getting set up. And DJT is crawling up there and looking pretty good. And of course, Fun does whatever DJT wants it to do. So that goes up 3 cents too right there. And let's see, McDonald's wasn't looking bad. It's down a little bit. It was running up yesterday, just a little bit flat, but that's going to roll off the MACD. And Disney right here is getting set up there, Luis Rodriguez. You might want to ride it back up now because it looks pretty good. And there's our Oxy right there, and that bad boy is getting set up, I can tell you that. ExxonMobil, not looking bad to get set up as well. There's your Gush. That's looking pretty good. Like I said, that 20's coming down for it right there and looking way better. We were early, and RBNE just dipping down a little bit right there, but this bad boy just getting stair-stepped. It's bottomed out down there at that 160s and looking pretty good. So there you go, guys. That's what we're looking at. Let me jump over. See what you guys are looking at. Estee Lauder right here. Good old EL. Not looking bad. Got over that trend line yesterday, and it should just kind of be flat and then get bouncing off of there. So that is not looking bad for sure. And let's see what else you guys are popping up here. UNH is looking pretty good still. We do know that. We were talking about it, and there you go. So popping up some more right there. We were talking about the options last night, SMCI and GRR. That was running up this morning, as a matter of fact, looking pretty good. That looks like it's going to run. So there you go. That does look like it's ready to run up there. GRRR, Gorilla Technology. And then we'll keep an eye on that one. BLSH. I know the Godfather likes to short that one down when it gets to certain areas. So I always say when it's getting ready to run, and he always knows exactly when to short it back down. So that's always fun. So yeah, GRRR looks like it wants to roll. BLSH looks like it's up this morning. Could get cruising. And Tesla, I know it's a big shocker that it's up. We were talking about that mags and the and them FANG ones right there. Let's look at UPS. Is it bottomed? It does look kind of bottomed right there, right back there around that 85 area. So we're at 88 right now. UPS not looking bad. But again, this one still needs to get into a bullish trend. I'm telling you, they're doing a whole bunch of they're revamping the entire company, guys. That's what you see on the chart right here. That's why it's in the 80s. And then it will get cruising right back up there. That's for sure. FedEx up here at 231. And that one actually looks better to run than UPS. And again, UPS is just dumping a ton of money into the company right now, and AI, robotics, and all that good stuff. So you just know that they're not going to be posting the greatest numbers at the moment. But again, they're getting set up for the future. So it will be a investment, and it will get cruising again. That's for sure. Holy cow. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. But anyway, UPS right there. FedEx looking a little bit better. That XPON way up this morning. SONA, we saw that, and that Dolphin right there. Picked them bad boys out right off the scanner the other night on the show. AMAT, Applied Materials, they do have earnings today right here. That's getting set up as well. And they do have their earnings, not looking bad right there. And let's see, and that's why Trump posts certain tweets to rein in the gains as needed. He's like a maestro. Yeah, he is. He's something. I'll tell you that. I tell you guys, I've never seen anybody be able to control a market like they've been able to do right now. They have this agenda and they're just carrying it out. It's quite impressive. Let's go through our crypto and see what's going on. It looks a little bit red, but it's not even bad. It was Bitcoin was at like 125. So it was cruising up there, that's for sure. And it's just a little healthy pullback. As you can see them, they do it. They run up them nice pullbacks and then it spikes right back up again. So we've been seeing that happen. Ethereum's been in the top, and it looks like it's topped out, guys, but I highly doubt it. These things going to keep running up, and they do. Crypto's a whole different beast. I've learned that before. And when they get into these cycles right here, even when they look like they're topping out in the 70, they run up there for a while. It's wild, guys. And that's why crypto is amazing. And Ripple, just a little healthy pullback. Nothing crazy right there. Doge, the same look. Cardano wasn't looking bad. It spiked up. It does almost look like it's trying to top out there for some reason. Didn't quite get into the top. So we'll see if it does have a little healthy pullback. There's Stellar XLM, not too bad. Chainlink was pulling back a little bit. So maybe they did get topped out a little bit to come back down and get set up. I don't think you're going to see a correction. You just have to see these things make some room. SUI, that had run up yesterday, a little bit of pullback. And Optimism right here was run up in a little healthy pullback, but that looks like it's still setting up to run some more. It looks pretty optimistic right there, I must say. So there you go with your crypto. And I know that the ETF was at 1.1 and wasn't looking too bad. Let me see. And like I said, guys, that thing looks like it's going to try to change and end up into like a bullish. It's at 1.2, 1.1. It was just bouncing around there. It is at 1.1, but I'm saying that thing looks like it could change how OCGN had that look. This looks like it might get into it's in a bearish run right now and could get changed around into a bullish one. And obviously, the bubble, the market, and everything else will just take it for a run if that's the case. So that's what we're looking at with that bad boy, because I don't know what else would have to happen, because that kind of just disappeared and it's not normal. Anyway, the PPI will likely change, all the futures being flat. Everything's all flat. And like I said earlier, it is just waiting for this PPI right here. So let's look at the news, see what's going on. Dow futures waver ahead of more inflation data. S&P 500 futures fall slightly after 2 days of big gains and some weak earnings right there. So there you go. And these stock market all-time highs aren't quite frothy, and stock rally stalls as PPI retail data take focus. And Clash of the Titans, the hottest momentum stock, meets the most notorious short seller. So I don't know what that is, but that sounds pretty wild right there. That's what our market looks like at the moment. Let's see what else is going on over here real quick. XPON and SNOA AERT is running up there, and that IVP ran up yesterday in the after hours. AIRE right there. TeraWolf looking pretty good. It was looking good the other day. And that Chanson pulling back a little bit. We'll see if it wants to bounce back off. It has a really good possibility to do that. ADD, that Color Star technology, a nice dip down there. And GIBO is still trying to get set up. IXHL will watch it. It will get set back up. It's just taking its time. And there's the semiconductor bull. And that's looking pretty good. The bear, it looks like it wants to bounce off there real quick, and this wants to pull back for a hair, but nothing crazy. And again, semiconductors look pretty bullish. The market looks very bullish right there. MSTU, that's our MicroStrategy long. That's getting set up right there. It looks like Wang and Lee hasn't been too bad. And let's see what's going on over on this side over here. and that SNOA, we saw it the other day, and the Dolphin was getting set up right there. It was looking good. There's that ADD. I'm telling you, we should keep an eye on that bad boy. That's not looking bad. And MKDW right there. And that's trying to run up there a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that one. And that's what the market looks like right now. Again, the PPI is coming out at 8:30 in a little bit. So that is what we're all waiting for. You can kind of tell the market's just kind of hanging out, waiting for something. And it's been shrugging everything off and just running. So I'd assume the PPI is not going to bother it like the CPI didn't even phase it. Here's the Carvana right here. You're right. This thing's getting set back up too and not looking bad for a potential short right there, huh? I think it doesn't look too bad. Let's see. I'd have to see it today as it runs up. If it gets up into this channel, Luis Rodriguez, it could run. Let me just see what it looks like over here. We'll see what it does today. It definitely looked different. It had that weird look yesterday. That's why I'm saying it could go either way right there. So if it gets some momentum today, just be careful with it. But obviously, if it dips down today and the 20 pushes it down, you could have a little bit of a short position there. It's in a weird spot, so I would just be careful with Carvana. We'll see what it wants to do right here. We'll keep an eye on it and watch it play out there. But yeah, just see if it wants to spike up here. And again, you'll know probably in a little bit when the market opens up. But even at 8:30, you're going to see when the PPI comes out what is going on. And obviously, nobody has any info on it because we're all just sitting here stock rally stalls as PPI retail data take focus. So that is what you're looking at. And that is what our market's doing this morning for a Thursday morning in the middle of August here, guys, as summer's going to wind down pretty quick. So be sure to enjoy the rest of the summer and make sure you're getting outside and enjoying that sunshine and taking it in, because you know it'll be cold and wintertime very soon. You'll be like, God damn, I hope it becomes summer soon. So enjoy the summer while it's here. I always try to anyway. And there you go with our market, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, hanging out. Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, and Doge Mom and 9. Everybody else, Green Thumbs, I see you hanging out up there. And FinViz always likes to tune in here, so appreciate all that, their support. And again, TrendSpider as well. Nader, he's always tuning in, but he'll be on tonight at 9 p.m. with us. So if you have any questions about TrendSpider or that whole entire new thing, Sidekick is what it's called. If you have any questions about the Sidekick or anything that has to do with TrendSpider, be sure to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. and you can obviously ask Nader anything you want. He'll be happy to answer it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he has a really good special for everybody listening. So be sure to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. for our night show. I'll keep you guys posted. Market doesn't look bad. Let's just see what that SPY looks like before we hop off. Down 20 cents flat, and it looks like it wants to pop up there. I don't see this PPI being too bad. CPI didn't phase it. I don't think the PPI will too much either there. So that is what we look like this morning, I meant to say. And I was just seeing Microsoft. Look at that thing trying to jump back up off the 20 right there. Not looking too bad. And it did have that pullback yesterday. But, I mean, I'm telling you, it holds up pretty well right here. And all they're doing right here is making room on the chart. And they're just pulling back slowly. And like I said, you see they have these pullbacks and then they spike right back up to keep themselves steady. And then it makes a whole lot of room on the chart, because then when they pull back, they somehow just keep falling down way more than they're going up here. And I don't know. They just have it down to a science, whatever they're doing. That's for sure. But that's why the market's running a little bit slow. And it's perfectly fine because they're making these things set up perfect for a nice run. And that's what I keep telling you guys. We are going to see it. Look at the Mag 7 starting to turn around right there as you're getting closer to the CPI report. And so, yeah, it's interesting right there. Like I said, I don't think it's going to really phase it at all. So, or it's not the CPI, the PPI, I'm sorry. CPI was Tuesday. PPI is this morning there. So there you go, everybody. That's a pretty good pre-market review, and it's not looking bad, I must say. Looks pretty good right there, and we had picked out some big poppers the other day right off the scanner. So there you go. Nature Time is entry until Lily perfectly LLY. Yup, and that is getting set up as well. That Ellie, Lily, Ellie. I keep saying Ellie, Lily. But we looked at that, and that was the bottom right there, and that's getting curled up. You know, it's coming up to that 699 area, to that 7 at least, and then it's going to get set back up and start moving again. So there you go, everybody. Any questions, be sure to hit me up on X, and be sure to follow along on YouTube, X, and Instagram. I'm going to start posting stuff up there as well, different things. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure that you trade smart and lock in those profits. Goodbye, good luck. See you later, and have a great day, everybody.